Chuke's Outdoor Adventures. Chuke, is that you? No! F***ing Chuke!
Alright guys, I'm here with Corey with Hammerheart Outdoors. Please check out his channel on YouTube and subscribe to it. Fellow Alaskan channel, and we are comparing a couple 270s today that are both fairly lightweight. So what do you got there?
This is the Tikka T3x Superlite, chambered in 270 Win.
Alright, and I got the Kimber Mountain Ascent in 270 Winchester as well. So I got a chance to shoot one of the wooden stock, just the T3x that Chuck has, and I was pretty impressed. I mean, I think it's about that same weight, 6 pounds and change.
Even with the wooden stock?
Yeah, it felt like a featherweight Winchester, really.
Yeah. Yes, I mean, mine, I bought it, originally I drew a goat tag. I didn't get the goat at all that year, but I wanted a lighter gun than any of the ones I had. And then, you know, like normally I get a Superlite gun and then I just start putting a bunch of stuff on it to make it heavier. Basically nothing really messed with the action. I did do one thing, and this is just kind of weird. I'm not afraid to, or not ashamed to admit this. The normal T3 or Tikka rifles, this is called, I think, the bolt shroud, this little thing in the back here. I actually went and bought one just because I hated the look of the original ones, how they have just that, it just kind of flush with this angled part of the backside of the bolt. And honestly, it's straight up a cosmetic thing. It's not, doesn't make it perform any better or anything like that. And then I also, you know, same deal, like there's, they come with the dovetail slots in there so that you can just mount a scope directly to it. So I went and I bought a, I can't remember the company either, it's a 20 MOA rail on this, just because I figured with going out and hunting goats that usually you're going to take longer, and got caribou hair on it, taking longer shots. I wanted to have a scope with ballistic turrets, and I'll kind of get into that and why that's kind of like my own error and philosophy of use or whatever. But anyway, it's a steel rail and stuff, and that adds a little bit of weight, and then like a slightly heavier scope. I think you have the Burris. Is that?
It's not light, but it's not too heavy. It's the full field E1.
Okay. Does it have like a ballistic reticle inside there? Or?
Yeah, it's got their ballistic reticle, and the rifle is like 5.3 pounds or something. So it's definitely lighter than that. And then I've got the lightweight tally rings.
Yeah, these are just these Vortex ones I found. Are the aluminum tally rings?
I believe so. Yeah.
So the scope I have on this one is the 4-12 magnification with the 40 millimeter objective part, the lens here and stuff. And you know, I started getting into this as far as, you know, shooting long distance, and I started messing with these ballistic turrets. Now, if any of you guys are interested in any kind of this longer distance hunting, I would highly recommend going up with the higher whatever, just the better Vortex scopes or something that actually has a zero stop. It's not a big deal. This one has the zero reset where you basically pull out on the knob and stuff, and you can kind of change it without having to unscrew anything. But you really need to know like where your stop is in either way. So because especially when you're going mountain hunting, you got to get through the alders first. And that was something I realized, like these didn't move at all. I have a loophole scope, and I can't remember, it's like the VX something, but it has an elevation turret, but not a windage turret. It just has a windage, like elevation tick marks on the actual reticle itself. But this one didn't move, even though I was, you know, basically had to crawl like, man, I mean, it just seemed like forever that you were just bushwhacking, and I mean, it was like in like Vietnam kind of jungle, just getting up this hill to get up above the tree line and above the alders and stuff. And then once you're up there, it was fine. It was pretty much wide open. You're just humping around the tops of these hills. But yeah, definitely go with the higher end one on the reticle and stuff, just so that, you know what I mean? It's like, usually they'll have those little slots in there. You can just kind of zero it, set it, and then put the little slits in there. And then when you turn the dial and stuff, it basically stops, so you can kind of go full rotation and then back to the next zero, and that's what your zero is. But even after beating the crap out of this thing in the mountains on that goat hunt, I took it out to the range, and you know, I just wanted to see if it was still shooting true, and it was, you know, dead on at 100 and stuff. So that was pretty cool. And then I took this out to ADAC for a caribou hunt, and I shot a caribou at like it's like somewhere around 500 yards.
People don't realize that 270 is great for long distance.
Yeah.
And that's cool that we've both taken caribou with these 270s. What do you think about the weight? Feel that versus that?
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely lighter.
Pound lighter,
Yeah.
pound and a half maybe.
I think like if we kind of compare these, like if I didn't go and I just put a fixed scope on there, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I could. It would be a lot closer to the weight wise.
Right.
But I mean, both are really good guns. As far as price wise, though, that's another thing to kind of take into consideration as well. Is the Kimbers? I cannot remember, to be honest with you.
It's like $2,000 almost. Yeah.
This one I want to say is somewhere around the tune of $1,000, or maybe a slightly lighter and stuff. I got it at Cabela's. Yeah, I mean, you know, I mean, for just a off the shelf rifle, I mean, it's not bad and stuff. And I mean, you know, I'd like to kind of put it up, you know, comparison wise to your rifle. I mean, it's got the muzzle brake on the end there. You know, it's got slight flutes in the barrel and the
2 more inches of barrel.
yeah, I mean, I could get this thing down lighter. I have a buddy that has the same exact rifle, and he took it out. I think it was like on a moose or a caribou hunt, and I think his is a 30-06, and it fell off the back of a side-by-side, and it cracked the factory stock. So he put a Macmillan stock on it, and that thing is just really, really comfortable.
Nice.
But you know, it's funny because I did a video about this when I first got it and stuff. And, you know, like doing YouTube channels in Alaska, like you get these people, and I'm pretty sure they're all from the lower 48, and like they'll make these comments about, like, I think I had mentioned that my buddy cracked his stock in one of his videos, and this guy was like, he's like, oh man, if you're gonna crack your stock, like, you know, like that's a no-go for me. And I mean, I don't think people realize that, like, we're pretty much working class guys. Like, we don't have, you know, like thousands and thousands just of money, you know, like dollars just laying around for these hunts. So when it comes to these rifles, you kind of have to look at budget. I mean, it's definitely a, you know, like a real consideration as far as shooting and stuff. But they did the same thing. It was like that Savage rifle I got for that bear hunt, and they just kind of go in there, and I'm like, you know, you guys realize it's like, you know, like we don't have thousands of dollars to throw on these guns, so it's, you know what I mean, like I'll still take this into mountain goat hunting and stuff, you know what I mean, even after, like, you know, things like that, like, you know, my buddy's rifle cracking and whatnot. But
I do like that you have the detachable magazine. I don't have that. This just holds 5 rounds, I think, and it's got the pencil barrel. Chuck says you want to wait like 3 minutes between each shot. I take it to the range and just do, you know, 3 shots in a row, and I'm still getting, you know, 3-inch MOA, whatever, 1.5-inch, 2-inch MOA. It's good enough for hunting.
This will shoot. I'll shoot sub MOA groups with it. You know what I mean? Like, and you know, shooting under an inch. And you know what you mentioned about the magazine? This is actually an interesting thing. I never really thought about this because it never really happened to me. But a buddy of mine told me, it's like he takes his magazine out when he's going uphill. That might be a better option when you think about it, because like it doesn't take a lot for this, especially when you're bushwhacking through all, there's something that just clips this and it falls off, and you're just so dead tired climbing up the hill that you don't even hear it. And then you get up to the top of the hill and you're like, I don't have any, you know, like I might have some extra ammo that I throw in a plastic bag and stuff, but I'm going to be doing like single round shots on it. So
yeah, that is kind of nice. I think that's why they do that.
Yeah, and it saves just, it's less weight, I guess. I mean, these plastic mags weigh nothing, so I mean, I don't think it's really much of an issue.
Yeah, it's got some titanium on it, this lightweight Kevlar stock, but I've been happy with it. The only time I use this is if I'm really hiking into the mountains. If I'm just doing something close by the truck or something, or dropped off by a boat, I'll bring a heavier rifle just to get some more accuracy. But people have been a lot more accurate than me with it, so.
Yeah, I mean, 270 is great. Like I said, you know, I mean, I think it for caribou, goat, sheep, a lot of people use it. Probably look for something a little bit heavier for, you know, I mean, maybe black bear, but moose or something. It'd probably go something in the 30 cal range, like 30-06 or whatnot stuff. But yeah, I'm glad I bought it. You know what I mean? Like I said, plus it seems like 270. Most gun stores have 270 in stock. Like I don't think a lot of people really like the caliber, what the deal is with it, but you know,
It has been nice, yeah.
Yeah.
So I would say it depends on your budget, what you want. If you're doing like an extreme mountain hunt and you can afford it, I might go with one of these. But if you want to save money and have a rifle that's just as good, I would go with one of those. My whole deal is I would probably get a Seiko over a Tikka just because they make Tikkas and I like Seikos a little more. But
yeah, I mean, what's the deal with
rifle.
Seiko versus Tikka? Like, is it the parent company that?
Parent company,
Okay.
yeah, and that's probably just as good. But I just really like the Seikos.
Yeah, I mean, it's same thing. I mean, if I had a bunch of money, I mean, you also have to keep in mind too is like I drew a Kodiak bear tag, so I'm like, all right, crap, I got to get a 338 or something heavier. You know what I mean? And then like that next year, because when you draw the tag, you don't actually do the hunt until the following year. Right. So you usually like draw it like it's like February, March or sometime. But the hunt's not for the bear is actually not until not the next May, but the following May. So then like the next year, right around the same time when I was getting ready for the bear hunt, I drew the goat tag. So then I had right after the bear hunt in May, I had like an August goat hunt, so I had to like kind of get another rifle and stuff that was kind of suited more for those purposes.
Yeah. No, that's a great rifle. If that's in your budget, I'd get one of those. This muzzle brake has been really nice to kind of tame some of the recoil with the light rifles. So I've been really happy with it. You know, we've gotten several caribou with it, so I'm going to keep hunting mountain hunts with it. But
yeah, I mean, you definitely feel the 270 with the lighter guns. I mean, it's you know, it's not a fun gun to shoot just to take out to the range to plink, but you know, it is what it is.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in, and please check out Hammerheart Outdoors and subscribe to his channel. Thanks, guys.
See ya.
My name is Chuke. I like to trade my guns just for fun, but now I have none. Oh, look, get shot by a bear, but I don't care. I got a 10mm. Chuke's Outdoor Adventures. Watch you all die every time, guaranteed.